Arya's Edu Traveling, and today we are going to start with our SP syllabus, friends. First chapter I am going to discuss with you today, and that is the Introduction to Corporate Finance. Now friends, what do you mean by corporate finance? पहली बात तो corporate का मतलब क्या है ये आपको पता होना चाहिए. फ्रेंड्स, corporate का मतलब है एक joint stock company. अभी मैं बोलूँगा टाटा, बिरला, रिलायंस, ये सब एक corporate है. So if you talk about corporate and finance related to corporates, it is called as the funds. In the language of business, funds है क्या? You are going to start a company. Do you have capital? If I go for the precise word, what is given in the secretarial practice vocabulary, then we will say that it is got as what? Capital. So friends, what is corporate finance? Raising funds, raising capital, friends. That is the meaning of corporate finance. Okay, so what do you mean by corporate finance? It is related to money and management of capital finance, friends. Paisa and how to manage it for a joint stock company, for corporates. तो ये corporate word आपको अभी आदत डालना पड़ेगा friends. आपको भी कल एक corporate firm join करना पड़ेगा. I mean a joint stock company में आपको भी कहीं job करना पड़ेगा friends. So this is very important that you should know what is a capital structure. What do you mean by this word finance? तो अभी आपको समझ में आया friends finance क्या है. So let us go to the definition of finance and definition of corporate finance. Friends, corporate finance primarily, what does it do? Primarily it deals with the acquisition and use of capital. Primarily it deals with acquisition and use of capital. Friends, what is this acquisition and use of this capital, and what it is used by and by whom it is used? By business corporations. Okay friends, so this is the definition. This definition is given to us by Mr. Henry Hoagland. Okay, Mr. Henry. So what does Mr. Henry say? Corporate finance primarily deals with the acquisition and use of capital by business corporation. Now what do you mean by this? If I say the meaning of corporate finance deal primary with what? Acquisition. So friend, what do you mean by acquisition here? To acquire a company, to start a company or to buy an existing company. To acquire a company, what do I need then? तो मुझे क्या चाहिए फ्रेंड्स? अगर मुझे बिजनेस किसी का एक्वायर करना है तो मेरे पास फंड्स होना चाहिए, मेरे पास कैपिटल होना चाहिए. वही यहाँ पे बताया. प्राइमरीली इट डील्स विद व्हाट? इट डील्स विद एक्विजिशन एंड यूज ऑफ कैपिटल फॉर बिजनेस कॉर्पोरेशंस. ये कॉर्पोरेट्स क्या है फ्रेंड्स? वापस से बोल रहा हूँ, यू आर गोइंग टू जॉइन टुमारो. अंबानीज, टाटाज, बिरलाज, ऑल दीज आर कॉर्पोरेट फ्रेंड्स. ओके, सो दैट इज what is the definition given by Henry. Now let us go to the next point. What does it deal with? So it deals with what friends? Capital. Corporate finance deals with what? It deals with the study of, deals with, what does it deal with friends? First of all, we will take as financial planning. Now what is financial planning? So we will discuss that friends. So corporate finance deals or it covers with what? Financial planning. Now what do you mean by financial planning? अभी हमारा financial year क्या चल रहा है? 1920. अभी आएगा 2021 में तुम एग्जाम दोगे. सो हमारा ये जो फाइनेंशियल ईयर है फ्रेंड्स, इस फाइनेंशियल ईयर में हमको प्लानिंग करना पड़ेगा कि हमारा प्रोडक्शन कितना बढ़ना चाहिए, हमारा सेल्स कितना होना चाहिए, हमारे कंपनी का शेयर्स का भाव कहाँ तक पहुँचना चाहिए। तो फ्रेंड्स फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग नहीं होगा तो कॉर्पोरेट्स आगे नहीं बढ़ सकते। यू हैव टू डिसाइड कि तुमने तो 10 करोड़ 20 करोड़ 100 करोड़ 500 करोड़ 1000 करोड़ रुपए कंपनी में डाला है, हाउ विल यू रिकवर दैट। So corporate finance deals with what? It deals with financial planning. So what is financial planning? जैसा आप लोग अपने घर के लिए फाइनेंस प्लान करते हैं फ्रेंड्स, आप अपने घर के लिए फाइनेंस कैसे प्लान करते हैं? I have to pay for milk, I have to pay for groceries, अरे हाँ भाड़ा भी देना है, एंड देन वो केबल वाला आएगा तो I have to pay for केबल, मोबाइल रिफिल करना है, वाईफाई रिचार्ज करना है, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, एंडलेस। तो आप लोग एक बजट बना के रखते हैं कि अपना इतना इनकम है और इतना expenditure. So that is called as what, friends? Financial planning. Okay, let us go with the next one. What does it? The study of corporate finance deals with capital market. Now what is this capital market? ये आपको अभी सीखना पड़ेगा friend. This is the time you have to learn what is share market, what is finance, what are mutual fund, what are shares, what are debentures. तो ये फ्रेंड्स हमारे जो कैपिटल मार्केट है ये आपको स्टडी करना पड़ेगा। ये कौन से टाइप का मार्केट है फ्रेंड्स, जहाँ पे हम लोग क्या करते हैं फ्रेंड्स, इश्यू ऑफ शेयर्स, इश्यू ऑफ डिबेंचर्स, ये आने वाला, ये सब आपके चैप्टर्स है। दीज आर ऑल योर चैप्टर्स इन एसपी फॉर दिस ईयर्स सिलेबस फ्रेंड्स। ओके, सो व्हाट डू वी हैव? सेकंड इज व्हाट? कैपिटल मार्केट। नाउ व्हाट इज कैपिटल मार्केट एग्जैक्टली? शेयर मार्केट, डिबेंचर्स, ऑल दिस वी हैव टू discuss in the coming chapters. Okay, so what is the next one friends? The next is money market. Okay, then what is money market friends? Money market, finance, again dealing with banks, institutions. So friends, in short, what is corporate finance? समझ में आया? It deals with financial planning, capital market and dealing and raising of funds. Okay, chalo, let us come to the next point. The next point is friends, sources. What are the sources of this? Next point, see in your textbook. आपका जो गवर्नमेंट का टेक्स्ट बुक है, इट इज प्रोवाइडेड बाय द HSC बोर्ड। सो उसमें अभी क्या दिया है, फर्स्ट पेज पे क्या दिया है, व्हाट आर द सोर्सेज। वी हैव स्टार्टेड विद द फर्स्ट चैप्टर फ्रेंड्स and we have already discussed OC as other subjects, economics, accounts, ये सब हम लोग ने डिस्कस कर लिया है फ्रेंड्स। Now today we have started with SP and I hope we are not too late. अभी तो कॉलेज भी स्टार्ट नहीं हुआ है। तो फ्रेंड्स, if you are regularly with me, we have started the first chapter today and we are going to go रैपिडली फ्रेंड्स। हम लोग किसी के लिए वेट नहीं करेंगे, कॉलेज खुल रहा है नहीं खुल रहा है, लॉकडाउन खुल रहा है अनलॉक हो रहा है, वापस लॉकडाउन होने वाला, वी डोंट नो एनीथिंग। सो लेट अस फ्रेंड्स कॉन्सेंट्रेट ऑन दिस सब्जेक्ट। इट इज़ नॉट सो इजी। तुमने बोला सर मैथ्स नहीं चाहिए, एसपी लेना है, नहीं तो मुझे दूसरा कॉलेज दे दो। अरे बट एसपी तुमको समझ में आएगा क्या? इट इज़ नॉट सो इजी व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस इन दिस सब्जेक्ट्स। ओके, तो अगर आप मैथ्स लिया है तो आई वुड एडवाइज मैथ्स के साथ ही रहिए। ओके, सेकेंड ईयर में सडनली आके न्यू सब्जेक्ट, आई डोंट नो वेदर विल बी एबल टू कोप अप। एनीवे, सो व्हाट आर द सोर्सेज ऑफ फाइनेंस? लास्ट ईयर भी हमने पढ़ा है फ्रेंड्स फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशंस के बारे में। फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशंस, नाउ व्हिच आर दिस फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशंस? ये कौन है फ्रेंड्स? दे आर बैंक्स। और हमारे पास बैंक्स भी है फ्रेंड्स, प्राइवेट तो है ही और बैंक भी। फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन बोले तो हम लोग को फाइनेंस दे रहा है। गुड मुथूट गोल्ड फाइनेंस सुना है आपने? अमिताभ बच्चन उसका ऐड करता है। गोल्ड फाइनेंस क्या है? इट इज ऑल्सो अ काइंड ऑफ फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन। तो फ्रेंड यहाँ से पैसा मिल सकता है हमको बिजनेस के लिए। HDFC है, दैट इज ऑल्सो अ फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन विच गिव्स लोन टू हाउसिंग डेवलपमेंट कॉर्पोरेशन। अगर आप बिल्डर हैं, आपको बिल्डिंग बनाना है तो वो आपको 10 करोड़ 100 करोड़ जितना लोन चाहिए HDFC प्रोवाइड करेगा फ्रेंड। सो व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन? जो भी आपको लोन दिला सकता है। और बैंक्स तो है ही, फिर इसमें अभी बैंक्स में आपने देखा गुड इवनिंग वन एंड ऑल, वंस अगेन आई एम अनिल आर्या एंड आई वेलकम टू Arya's Edu Travel. Today we are going to discuss about a new subject friends. Yes, secretarial practice. So what do you mean by secretarial practice? In 11th standard FIJC we have already covered all the types of secretary. Friends, personal secretary, secretary of a joint stock company, secretary of a non-profit making association. So in that sense, when we studied in FIJC, we had studied secretary of a joint stock company, friends. There this term joint stock company might have been discussed in detail in FIJC. Yes, friends. So that same topic now we are going to cover up in SYJC. So that is your finance. Yes, friends. We are going to talk about HSC Commerce journey, friends. Now if you are in SYJC and you are going to appear in 2021, this video is for you. Okay, friends. So let us start with a new subject, secretarial practice. So friends, do you know the syllabus? Have you gone through the textbooks? Now textbooks are available. There is a unlocking period going on, so you can go and buy your textbook, friends. So your first chapter, if you are not having a textbook, no problem. Just concentrate on what I am writing here. Introduction to corporate finance. Corporate finance. Yes, friend, that is your first chapter, Introduction to Corporate Finance. Now, what do you mean by corporate finance? First of all, what do you mean by finance? So, we'll just go through the meaning of finance. Then we'll go to the meaning of corporate finance. What do you mean by finance, friends? Yes, in simple words, it means funds. Whatever capital, whatever money we are going to collect, that is called as capital. In business, it is called as finance. So what is finance, friends? Finance is the lifeblood of the business. Finance is the lifeblood of the business. Do you understand the meaning of blood, my friends? Lifeblood of business. That means business is totally dependent on finance. So finance means funds. Now funds in relation to corporate, friends. If we talk about corporate finance, we talk about joint stock companies. So what are joint stock companies exactly? The corporations which are formed under a special act, Companies Act of 1956, friends. You have studied sole trading, you have studied partnership. Now you are going to study joint stock company in details. If you want to start a joint stock company, or if you want to start a multinational corporation, if you want to have your name listed in the share market, friends, so you have to start a company and then you get to list your company into the share market. So friends, what exactly is corporate finance? So now before that we have studied what is the meaning of finance. What is the meaning of finance, friends? Yes, it's the lifeblood of the business. So you can imagine, without blood, you cannot manage the business. So in the same way, if you manage a joint stock company, friend, if you want to maintain a multinational corporation, you have to have lots of finance, friends, and that will be in crores and millions and maybe more than that. So it depends on what kind of a company you are going to start. Let's take an example. You want a corporate finance for a studio. You say that I want to start my own news channel. Friends, okay, fine. You want to start your own news channel, then you can go about in investing and starting your own joint stock company. Your news channel will be listed on the share market. You have to bring the promoters. You have to start a joint stock company. You have to fill in necessary registration papers. You have to submit many papers, and then you have to go through promotion stage, you have to go through incorporation stage, and then your papers will be submitted. Finally, you will get a permission of starting a joint stock company, friends. Now your studio is what? A joint stock company. So how will you manage finance? Advertisement. But before that, the channel should be promoted by someone, friends. You need funds for that. Okay, so when you take your channel to someone, and this is my news channel, I am going to start a studio, I am going to shoot news and all. So what will be your help to me? So the finances is how much? कितना करोड़ लगेगा? Kitna crore? Maybe 10 crores. Okay. If I have 10 crores today, I can start a news channel, friends. So that is now I have to think from where will I arrange that finance from. So that is a job of finance manager. What is the job of finance manager? How to get in the finance, how to get in the funds. That is the basic question, friends. So let us go to the job of finance manager. What exactly, if you are a finance manager, you are supposed to do? Then you are supposed to ensure what the firm has adequate finance. So what do you mean by this, friend? Firm has adequate finance. This is the first thing your finance manager will be able to do. Okay, if you are a finance manager, then what you have to ensure? You have to ensure that the firm has adequate finance. So if you have adequate finance, then you will have to go into the capital market. So who will do this, friends? This is the job of finance manager. So what is your job if you're a finance manager? The first thing, you have to have adequate finance, sufficient finance, enough finance. It should not lack, friends. That should not be less. Once you jump into the water, and then you should not search for help for lifeboats and all that. So you should, when you're entering into business, you have to have many kinds of lifeboat, friends. So what is the first thing? The most important lifeline jacket of any business, I told you, adequate finance. Okay, friends. Now if you're a manager, what else you have to ensure? That the company is using the right source. The company is using the right source means what, friends? Here, the way from which I am bringing, whether I am bringing my money from equity share capital, or I am going to raise mutual funds, or that is the right source of funds, from where to get the funds. So that is called as what? The job of a finance manager, friends. He has to ensure the firm has adequate finance. Second thing, he has to ensure that he is using the right source. What is the third one? The firm utilizes funds effectively. These funds should be utilized effectively means what? They have to be in the proper ratio, friends. When you are investing, you should calculate the rate of return. What rate of return will you get after you get back your finance? Okay, so friends, what is the maximum return? What is your job, friends? Maximum returns. So if you are a finance manager, what else you are supposed to do? You are supposed to manage returns, friends. How will you get the maximum returns? How will you maximize your returns and rate of return? What you have to pay, that should be less, friends. So this is where you will be cracking your business. What you have to minimum rate of return. If you are investing fund, for example, you are taken 10 crore from a bank to start your channel. Okay, now 10 crores you have bought from the channel. Now you have to ensure that I get minimum ads, I get minimum number of films or TV reality shows like Sunsari and all that you have seen. So what the general manager has to say? Maximum return in minimum rate of return. Okay, friends. Now two main decisions. The firm has to take two main decisions. If you are a finance manager, what two main decisions you have to take? What are the two decisions? One is the financing decision. Second is the investment decision, friends. What do you mean by both of this? Finance, you have to take two main decisions. From where will you getting your finance, and then from where will you get this investment decision. So whether you will be using equity shares, whether you will be issuing debentures, or whether you will be issuing bonds, or whether you will be issuing mutual funds. So friends, ये तुमको decide करना है. If you are a manager, or you have to decide that the decision regarding the financial decisions, these are the two main decisions, friends. Finance किधर से आएगा? Then you have to decide whether my finance will come from equity shares or whether it will come from preference shares. ये सब आएगा, धीरे धीरे आपको समझ में आ जाएगा. ओके, सो इन्वेस्टमेंट डिसीजन करना है. अगर मैंने 10 करोड़ रुपया लिया है तो मुझे स्टूडियो स्टार्ट करना है, और स्टूडियो के लिए मुझे प्रॉपर स्टार्टअप गाइडेंस और मुझे टाई अप करना पड़ेगा. प्रेस ट्रस्ट ऑफ इंडिया से टाई अप करना पड़ेगा, PTI एंड ऑल दैट, to get my channel insured and then registered. Then after starting of the channel, I have to list it on the share market, friends. So that is the way of collecting a corporate finance. Okay, so we will summarize what we have learned today. Is the meaning of finance. Finance means what? Lifeblood of the business. What is corporate finance, friends? Corporate finance is getting funds for a joint stock company. I'll give you example. Jio is getting funds every day, friends. अभी ये आज जून चल रहा है. I think today is 14th June. Today is Sunday. Today was Sunday. In fact, it's raining heavily now, and it's 7 o'clock in the evening. So, friends, what I was saying, that if you are a company like Jio, you will be inviting 5,000 crores every day. Just go and see the news since June 1st to 15th June in the period of lockdown. In the period of lockdown, friends, a company like Jio, they are getting crores and crores and crores of funds. So that is their finance manager. Their financial decisions are very good decisions. Okay, and investment. Where he has to investment? Suppose he is getting some money from AIDA. I think one of the Gulf countries today has given 5,000 crores something day before yesterday. So what now Reliance is expected to do? Proper investment. So financial decision as well as investment decisions. Whether you will be company will be issuing equity shares, or whether to issue preference shares, or whether to issue debentures, whether convertible or non-convertible, whatever, friends. That decisions as a manager you have to take. So are you getting something about corporate finance? Okay, so we'll continue in our next lecture, friends. Have a good evening and a good weekend. Thank you.